Shalom, all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahawashai, Ba'asham Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone, and salutations to all you sincere can. This is your brother Bawan back again with another video through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahawashai. We'll go right into it. It is another edition of Understanding the Dark Sayings. We go into the scriptures and we just get a verse, something that we usually go into and break it down, okay? Trying to, get the meat and the milk and go into as much detail as possible through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. So this is the book of Romans 9 verse 13. And this is one of the first precepts I ever watched, heard, or read in a video. Back when I was still in this, coming new into this truth, I was just fresh off this truth, watching the first few videos. And back then, the word was really coming out back then, and it was the other Malcolm's videos that I first started watching. And it was really bringing out these words, it was so edifying. I had to get my Bible, right? Get a piece of paper and be writing down the precepts, be going through the precepts as he was bringing it out. And this was one of the first precepts I actually read, and I realized that this is the truth, okay? This has to be the truth because this makes too much sense not to be the truth. So this is the book of Romans 9 verse 13. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. Right, because the first thing I learned in this truth was the names of the Most High, Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushai, and secondly, who the Israelites are, and then thirdly, who the Edomites are, which is the normal pattern when you are learning this truth. You first learn the names, the correct names of the Most High and His Son. Then you learn who the Israelites are. Then you learn who the Edomites are. Then you get the understanding of why those names are the Most High, Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushai. Why are people are the Israelites, why the Esau is the Edomites, the prophecies and the breakdowns, and everything comes together if the Spirit is dealing with you, of course. So I have to get this one first in the book of Romans 9 verse 13, but now that I read that, we go to the precept where this is written in, because this is in the New Testament, and the Apostle Paul is writing this right now. He's telling you that it is already written in the scriptures that the Most High has said, Jacob have I loved and Esau have I hated. So we go to exactly where it is written in the scripture. So we start from the book of Malachi, the first chapter, okay? And in order to understand Romans 9 verse 13, which to this day, only the Hebrew Israelites have been able to break down that precept and give you the correct understanding. If you ask any Christian, especially vocab, right? This is a good question to ask vocab to trip him up, right? He wants to come and act like he knows the scriptures, act like he has understanding concerning the scriptures, and that we, the Hebrew Israelites, specifically the one West camps, the men of the Lord, are teaching a false doctrine. But you ask him to break down Romans 9 verse 13. You ask him to break down other parts of the scriptures, and he will not be able to. So this is the book of Malachi 1 verse 1. The burden of the word of Yahweh to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, saith Yahweh, yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith Yahweh, yet I loved Jacob. That is correct, because even in the scriptures, it's all over the scriptures, the love that the Most High Yahweh has for Jacob. And it's not only through words, but through actions as well, because whether it's through the words or whether it's by the actions, the Most High Yahweh has shown that the Most High Yahweh has shown that He truly loves our people. He truly loves the Israelites, which are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, you scattered Israelites that are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. In case you haven't heard today, this is your daily reminder that God loves you. If you are an Israelite, of course. If you are not an Israelite, if you are the heathen or of Esau, Edom, well, GG's. Deuteronomy 14 verse 1. You are the children of Yahweh, your power. Ye shall not cut yourselves, nor make any baldness between your eyes for the dead. For thou art an holy people unto Yahweh thy power, and Yahweh hath chosen thee to be a peculiar people unto himself, above all nations that are upon the earth. Oh, there is many much more. Oh, there is so much more to bring out. Let's get this one as well. Hold on, Salakia. Let's get this one as well. There are still more precepts to go into. So let's get this one as well. That should be the book of Amos 3 or 5. Let's get that as well. Amos 3, verse 2. Okay, Amos 3, verse 1. Hear this word that Yahweh hath spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, You only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore I will punish you for all your iniquities. And once again, showing that the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushua not only loves the nation of Israel, but is only dealing with the nation of Israel. Except, because like I said, so you can still bring out more and bring out more and bring out more. So this is the book of, and there are so many pictures going into the apple of his eye. Let me start from here. So this is the book of Deuteronomy 32. Perfection for the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is showing that, in you see in the scriptures that the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushai only loves the nation of Israel. Zechariah 2 verse 7. Believers like saw, O Zion, that dwelleth with the daughter of Babylon. The daughter of Babylon, of course, being America, the US, Babylon the Great. Zechariah 2 verse 8. For thus saith Yahweh of hosts, after the glory that he sent me to the nation which called me, for he that toucheth me toucheth the apple of his eye. So now we go back to the book of Malachi, right? If you want to see where it says that the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushua loves our people, look no further. Okay, so let me go again to the book of Romans, the ninth chapter. I want to just read that verse first. So now I want to also go deeper into this verse, which is Jacob have I loved, Esau have I hated. So let's get that. So we'll start from here. Romans 9 verse 10. And not only this, but when Rebekah, the wife of Isaac, the mother of Jacob and Esau, also had conceived by one, even by our father Isaac, for the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, at the purpose of the Most High, Jehovah Hashem Yahushua, according to election might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth. And now you understand the reason why the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushua said that I hated Esau, but I loved Jacob, because the Most High had chosen Jacob from the line of Abraham and Isaac to be the line which he would use to bring his people, which are the Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, the scattered Israelites that are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, to bring you to bring you into the earth. And that is why, we talk about the forefathers, we talk about Jacob, and that's why the nation is named after him, Israel, Jacob. Whatever term you want to use, it's still the same, right? But the true name of our people is Israel, which is a Yasharala, which means he is the prince of the power. To continue on, Romans 9 verse 12, it was said to her, the elder shall serve the younger. And that is a good verse to segue into Genesis 25, which is going back to the origins of Esau and Jacob in order to further understand the separation between Jacob and Esau, because you have to understand these were twins. But even though they were twins, they were two twins with different identities and different destinies, which is why one was loved by the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, and one was hated by the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Hated to the extent that he was even given a mark from birth to show that he was hated. And the highlight, of course, being Romans 9, verse 13, which tells you, as it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. And we have shown you in the scriptures where it says Jacob is loved. And we have also shown you the reason why Jacob is loved. Understand something, it is not because, Jacob was more righteous than Esau, which of course he was. Even the scripture will tell you that. But it's because the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushai chose Jacob to be the father of Israel, to be Israel, to be the nation of Israel. So that means Jacob and his seed represented the nation of Israel. He had chosen Jacob to be that holy seed, and he chose Esau to be the wicked seed. That is the only reason, okay? Or rather, let's just say the main reason for why the Most High chose Jacob over Esau. Okay. Yeah, so let's get some precepts. This is the book of Genesis 25, verse 19. And these are the generations of Isaac, Abraham's son. Abraham begat Isaac, and Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah to wife, the daughter of Bethuel, the Syrian of Padan Aram, the sister to Laban the Syrian. And Isaac entreated Yahweh for his wife because she was barren, and Yahweh was entreated of him, and Rebekah his wife conceived. And the children struggled together within her, and she said, If it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of Yahweh. And Yahweh said unto her, Two nations, and this is an important point to focus on right here. And Jehovah said unto her, Two nations are in thy womb, and two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and the one people shall be stronger than the other, and the elder shall serve the younger. And this is the preamble, okay? The first prophecy that was given to between Jacob and Esau. And this is what Romans 9 verse 12 was referencing. Asakia, Romans 9 verse 4. Let's go. 12, Romans 9 verse 14. Yeah, Romans 9 verse 12. And that was what he was referencing. The elder shall serve the younger. So this is the book of Genesis 25 verse 24. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. And the first came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. And this is the first son. Remember, the elder shall serve the younger. So the first son that comes out, Esau, came out red all over. And when he talks about it being red, he's talking about his skin color, okay? Because the Edomites, because Esau Edom is the so-called white man, okay? And they're not actually white, they are red because their blood shows forth through their skin. And like I said, Esau Edom is marked from birth, him and all of his seed. They are marked by the Most High Yahweh, and what they are marked with is the curse of leprosy. That is why you see such a stark, even though they are twins, they are fraternal twins, you see such a stark difference, a contrast between Jacob and Esau Edom. Basically set up to be the opposites. So let's continue reading. So Genesis 25, verse 26. And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was threescore years old when she bare them. And the reason why they called him Jacob, if you go into the Hebrew, the word Jacob is the Hebrew word Yaikwab, which means supplanter. And the word Esau is the Hebrew word Aisha, which means he is wasted. Aisha, right? Which means wasted away. And that is the difference, that is the meaning of the names of Esau and Jacob, right? Because whenever you see these Edomites, man, and really this only happens if you've only lived in a country that is only with them dark skinned or so called, okay, because you are not black, you are dark skinned or brown, but your nationality or your race is not determined by your skin color, but rather by your bloodline, by birth. And if you live in a country like Nigeria where everybody is so called black like you or so called dark skin, first time you see an Edomite, the first time whenever I see Edomites in Nigeria, man, they always look all messed up. They really do look like they are wasted away because they look all kind the TV and the media make Edomites look better than they do. When they're under the sun, when you're looking at them, they really do look like they're wasted away, like they're shriveled up. That's why, whenever you see a so-called Edomite, they always have all these shriveled up, skin that looks like ball sacks, and they either look completely red, right, or just the skin is all kinds of messed up, okay? And this is the reason for that, because of that cause of leprosy. That's why they can't stay out in the sun. That's why Edom suffers from so much skin cancer. I think it's type it is I've forgotten the name of the skin cancer that actually affects these devils when they go out in the sun, because they go out in the sun too much. That's why Edom gets sunburns, gets paper cuts you know, because of that cause of leprosy, not because they lack melanin, like these pro black unconscious will tell you, but rather because of the cause of leprosy, right? And that's what it does to your skin and your body as a whole. But yeah, to go into now. I will start with this. This is one of my favorites right here. That's let's leave this one there. Okay, here it is. Let's do this one. Character I want to go to Ezekiel 55 and Ezekiel 36. I don't even know where to start from. Okay, it is Ezekiel 55, verse 1. Moreover, the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir. Mount Seir being the original habitation of the nation of Israel, the same way that the Most High talks about Judah and Jerusalem. In the same way the Most High, when he's talking about Mount Seir, he's actually talking about Esau, Edom, because the nation of Israel is a people before it's a place. And the nation of Esau, Edom is also a people before it's a place. Ezekiel 55, verse 2, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, and prophesy against it, and say, Behold, and say unto it, Thus saith Adawan Yahweh, Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am Yahweh, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword, in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an Returneth. Okay. And I also want to get another precept, and I forgot what I wanted to go into. And I want to say some things about, I want to say some things concerning Esau Edom, right? You see, the reason why the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahweh is so hates these devils and is bringing this destruction upon them because it should not be new information or new news to you to hear that Esau Edom is going to be destroyed in the last days, and the reason why is because because of the iniquities that these devils have committed, especially against the nation of Israel. So this is the book of Ezekiel 36, and let me go down a little bit. I'm looking for the part where it speaks against Esau Edom in Ezekiel 36. Here it is. Okay, this is it. This is it. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. And I'll give you a couple of seconds to try to figure out who exactly fits that description, who fits that modus operandi, right? What what group of people come to your mind first when you think about this precept, or when you hear coveting fields, taking them by violence, coveting houses, taking them away, oppressing a man and his house and a man and his heritage? Now Micah 2 verse 3. Therefore thus saith Yahweh, behold, against this family. Okay. Now you can't escape by saying, oh well, Esau and Edom is only talking about the nation of Esau, Edom. Funny how that works, right? Whenever I talk about Esau or Edom, right, it's only talking about the actual Esau, right? The individual, your forefather, Esau, Edom. But when he's talking about Jacob, when he's talking about Israel, he's talking about all the nation and all the people and all the Israelites. And in fact, not just all the Israelites, but also the spiritual Israelites as well. The body of believers, the new Israel, the new church, the new Jacob, which is Waki Taki Plantation Christians, right? We see how the Christian church chooses to twist scripture in order to fit their own narrative. When you talk about Esau Edom, you talk about the whole nation of Esau Edom, from the least of you devils to the greatest. Micah 2 verse 3. Therefore, thus saith Yahweh, behold, against this family do I devise an evil, from which ye shall not remove your necks, neither shall ye go haughtily, for the time is evil. In that day shall one take up a parable against you, and lament with a doleful lamentation, and say, we be utterly spoiled. He hath changed the portion of my people. How hath he removed it from me? Turning away, he hath divided our fields. And this is, of course, going into the fall of Esau Edom. Can read the book of Job 20 to get the understanding concerning that. It's going into the fall of Esau Edom. Though the hypocrites, right? Though the joy of the hypocrites be, though the joy of the hypocrites, let's just go and get that. Let's just go and get that. Job 20, verse 4. Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrites but for a moment, though his excellency mount up to the heavens, and his head reach unto the clouds. Yet shall perish forever like his own dung. They which have seen him shall say, where is he? Right. So now let's go back to the book of Malachi, the first chapter. Okay. And continue on. Okay, so okay, what I actually meant to get Obadiah because we are still going into why the Most High Yahweh Bashan Yahushai hates Esau Edom. So this is the book of Obadiah 1 verse 1. The vision of Obadiah. Thus saith the one Yahweh concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from Yahweh, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye and let us rise up against her in battle. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? So now you are reading another reason why Esau Edom, that the Most High Yahweh is against Esau Edom, because Esau Edom is against the Most High Yahweh. Obadiah 1 verse 4. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith Yahweh. Because this is exactly what Esau Edom has done. He has set his nest in the stars, and he has basically tried to make himself to be as the Most High Yahweh Shai. And of course, you already know we are going to the book of Second Thessalonians, the second chapter. 2 Thessalonians 2 verse 3, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except they come a falling away first. And the man of sin, the son of perdition, and the man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. And the man of sin, the son of perdition, is already revealed, and it is revealed to be Esau Edom, and not just Esau Edom, but the seed of Esau Edom. So Esau and all his children, and the children of Esau Edom are revealed to be the so-called red man that is ruling over the earth today. Okay, for the most part, which of course because I've already said it before that race is not determined by skin color. So even if your pigmentation be dark-skinned or leprous, that does not make you that does not make you of any nation exclusively, but rather it is determined by bloodline, by nationality, and by the spirit. Okay, so that's what I was saying. The man of sin, the son of perdition, is revealed that this is Esau Edom, the so-called red man that is ruling over the earth. And this is a good time to go back to the book of Malachi, the first chapter. Okay, Malachi 1 verse 4. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom Yahweh hath indignation forever. Oh, and we've read so many precepts going into the Most High's hatred for Esau Edom, and how he will put these devils down, and what is the reason for this? Because they are the wicked according to the scriptures. Okay, the book of Malachi, the first chapter, was a prophecy against Esau Edom, and the scriptures clearly identify them as the wicked, the man of sin, the son of perdition. The man of sin being sin going into unrighteousness, wickedness, and perdition being destruction. And this is the ultimate fate of Esau Edom, to be destroyed, to bear the indignation and the hatred and the fire of the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. And that makes me want to go to the book of Obadiah real quick just to get this precept. And I'll jump down a little bit. So this is the book of Obadiah 1 verse 18. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for Yahweh hath spoken it. So this is the end for Esau Edom, right? Even though the positions are currently a little bit mixed up in this kingdom right now, but the end for Esau Edom is that the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, will put the spirit upon our people to take out these devils, and they will have our vengeance for all the mistreatments, all the abuse, all the oppression that we have suffered under Esau Edom. Right. So we have been given the deliverance, the kingdom, and have been given the rulership, but Esau Edom has been given only destruction. And let's go to that. Oh, you've already read that. You see that right there? Esau Edom has been given destruction, and we just read that. Okay. So let's read a little bit more, because there are other precepts there are other precepts that are going into the destruction of Esau Edom. Isaiah the 63rd chapter. But let me go into this. Let me go back to the book of Romans, the 9th chapter, because for the sake of time, I don't want to start going into other things right now. Let me just try and round this up. So there you have it, Yeah, today you have it, Jacob have I loved, and the Most High is showing his love for our people, the Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians in the scriptures, okay, and even through his actions as well. And Esau has the Most High hated, and the Most High showing his hatred for Esau, by promising him complete and utter destruction. So this is the book of Romans 9 verse 14. What shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with the Most High? The Most High, however, Yahushai forbid. Right, because you have some gaslighters, some people that want to come out and say that, oh well, the Most High, however, Yahushai is wrong for. What exactly is the Most High, however, Yahushai wrong for? And that's basically it, okay, because what is he wrong for? Wrong for saying that he hates he hates his creation. Wrong for creating Esau Edom to be the wicked. The Most High, however, Yahushai is truly righteous. That's why the book of let's go to that. The book of Romans, the 3rd chapter says this. Romans 3 verse 3. For what if some do not believe, shall their unbelief make the faith of the Most High, Yahweh Yahushai, without effect? The Most High forbid, yea, that the Most High be true, but every man a liar, as it is written, that thou mightest be justified in thy sayings, and mightest overcome when thou art judged. So the Most High Yahweh is the truth, and all you demons and buggers and scoffers out there are all deceivers, okay? And we will follow and believe in the words of the Most High Yahweh rather than the opinions of men that are confused and without understanding. So Romans 9 verse 15. For he saith to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. Right? So the mercies and the compassion and the salvation belong to the Most High Yahweh Yahushai, and you are not entitled to the mercies of the Most High Yahweh Yahushai. It is a gift. Okay. Romans 9 verse 16. So then it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of the Most High Yahweh Yahushai that showeth mercy. So if the Most High Yahweh Yahushai has decided to not show mercy to a whole nation, it is his right as the Most High, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, to do so. It is not of him that willeth, it is not of him that runneth, but it is of the Most High that showeth mercy. What is the reason why the Most High loves Jacob and he hates Esau? Because that was his will, and his will shall be done. Nothing more, nothing less. And this is what the Apostle Paul is trying to get to understand here. We can give all the reasoning and all the justifications we want, because of course we do have that, okay? Jake in this truth isn't just hitting on Esau Edom because the so-called white man, the white man did this, the so-called white man did this, the so-called white man did that. We aren't just hitting on Esau Edom because he's the so-called white man, okay? We are hitting on Esau Edom because he is the devil, which the Bible speaks of, and every single day he shows this fact, okay? Not a day goes by that this devil doesn't show his horns all over the earth, his wickedness running throughout the earth and bringing destruction and ruin upon this earth. That's why the scriptures call him the son of perdition, because all his works are toward destruction. Child! Let me just finish up with this precept right here. Romans 9, verse 17. For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might shew my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth. Therefore hath he mercy on whom he will have mercy, and whom he will he hardeneth. Thou wilt say then unto me, why doth he yet find fault? For who hath resisted his will? And this is the main point right here. One of my favorite precepts that I would like to bring out. And whenever any atheist or any walkie-talkie Christian argues with me, I just draw this Romans 9 verse 20 and they shut the fuck up, because they understand that I'm not even interested in following you to argue again. I don't even want to argue with you or debate or anything like that. Romans 9 verse 20. Nay, but O man, who art thou that repliest against the Most High? Shall the thing formed say to him that formed it, why hast thou made me thus? So if you are born a cripple, born blind, born a dwarf, born all kinds of fucked up, born with disorders and autism and Down syndrome, nay, but O man, who art thou that repliest against the Most High? Shall the thing formed say to him that formed it, why hast thou made me thus? You are born an Edomite and you are thrown into the lake of fire, but I didn't do anything. Yes, you did, right? Whether in this life or the past. Once again, shall the thing formed say to him that formed it, why hast thou made me thus? Romans 9 verse 21. Hath not the potter power over the clay of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor and another to dishonor? And that's just the simple fact of the whole matter. The reason why you have the Most High loving Jacob is because he made one pot, one vessel that he loves, his magnum opus, which is basically his greatest creation, And then you have Esau Edom, which is the dishonorable vessel, because see what you will about Esau. It's what you will about Esau. This is the creation of the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushua we're talking about. You can't say that it's an ugly creation or it's a deformed creation. Esau Edom is still perfect as well. It's still good as well, but he was made for a different purpose than what the nation of Israel, Jacob, was made for, and that's the point right there. And the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is the one that gives each people their lots and gives each people their purpose, okay? And what he chose Esau Edom for is this right here. So Romans 9 verse 22. What if the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, willing to show his wrath and to make his power known, endured with much long suffering the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction, and that he might make known the riches of his glory on the vessels of mercy which he had afore prepared unto glory. Right. So the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushua created Esau Edom just to show his power by destroying Esau Edom. And the Most High put our people in captivity and put our people at the bottom just to show his power when he lifts our people out from the position that we're in right now and puts us in our true position, which is to be kings and priests and rulers over the earth, right? So with that, I'll end the video right there. All praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahweh, Ba'asham Rakak, Wadash, Wa Abad Babal, and through the Spirit of you, Akim, you are quite edified. Shalom.